Hello, everybody. My name is Spoons Rattling. Welcome back from a short little hiatus, if you will. I had to finish up a campaign of sorts. Um, and I figured to get back into the swing of things, we're going to do a pretty fun video today, or something a little more relaxed than usual, because there's been some big reveals on Warcom. Death Guard and World Eaters are getting their codexes. Starting with the Death Guard, by God, the special editions look great. I mean, I think anyone would agree that the special editions have just looked fantastic. This edition for sure. Um, but this one really just looks great. I think it's because I like the Lord of Poxes so much, just as a model. I think he looks fantastic, so very cool. And even the normal Death Guard Codex still looks quite nice. I think the artwork of Typhus is pretty cool. Feels nice and foreboding. I do prefer that look for my Death Guard. He's standing on a bunch of Ultramarines. Very fitting, very fitting. And then, of course, the Super Ultra Chaos God at Special Edition looks awesome as well. Mortarion looking very ghastly there. I love this whole design, all the tokens and everything. These are so cool. If I did collect all the Chaos armies, I would have tried to get all of these, but I do not. So, unfortunately, they're going to have to avoid my collection for now. But this is just such a cool thing. I hope they do this for some other armies in the future. And then you have the big box for Death Guard, and this one I think is actually pretty good. If I was going to collect Death Guard, this would be a solid start for me. I, of course, love Terminators, so I'm always happy to see them. Even if Blight Lord, I mean, we're just talking, Death Guard in general aren't my favorite, but still, I do quite like Terminators. Nice selection of troops. You get your big tank, your Plague Burst Crawler. You get the cool Blight Drone, I believe it's called. And then the Blight Hauler, which is your little zippy little vehicle with a multi-melta. And then you get the Lord of Poxes, of course. And overall, I think this is just a really cool, really solid box. Big, chunkier army right here. Yeah, I mean, again, I'm not the biggest Death Guard fan, but I can see a good box. I can tell a good box when I see one. And then, thank the Lord, the plague walkers or pox walkers are gone. This, I think, is actually a pretty solid combat patrol. You get a transport, you get a squad of, what are they called? Plague Marines. And then you get the Tallyman, which is a character to lead Plague Marines. And then you get the Lord of Virulence, I want to say, and then you get some Death Shroud. Much better than that stupid Poxwalker horde. This feels like it would not only be good in combat patrol, but it's just a good start for Death Guard in general. It's always nice to see the Rhino getting some love. Yeah, I think it's really solid. I quite like it. Huge upgrade over the original. One of the worst combat patrols. Glad to see it got a glow up. Can't wait to see what the Thousand Suns get. And then relic, data sheets, dice, and then World Eaters, of course. Quite like this Codex cover. Angron looking as angry as ever. I think it would have been cool to see this with maybe the new 8-bound character. I think that would have been cool. I don't think these covers are as good as the Death Guard ones, but still very solid. Of course, this looks great. Angron looks insane, as he should. These just all look awesome. Then here's your big box. This one is pretty interesting, I find. You get the Super Elite 8-bound. You get 9 of them, which is a pretty beefy amount. And then you just get a horde of Jackals, which I think is a little bit of fun sort of juxtaposition. You have the Hyper Elite and then the horde. And, of course, you get the new character, the big 8-bound guy. I can't remember his name. But, yeah, big 8-bound guy. What is he called? Force of Nature, 9 to 8-bound. Wait. Infernal Infusion, the Slaughterbound. The Slaughterbound, that's it. I think the Slaughterbound's a fine character release. And then the Combat Patrol. Obviously, not as many Berserkers, but you do get a Demon Prince, which is always awesome. I think Demon Princes are sick, and this kit is very cool. You get a lot of spare bits. You get a Master of Executions, which, of course, you'll have some leftover bits from your Berserkers to slap that on. And then, of course, you have Squad of Jackals. Pretty standard combat patrol. I don't think it's anything super unique, but I think it's fine. I think it gets the job done. You get your grunts, you get your shock troopers, you get a big character, and you get a character to lead your troopers. Think it's solid. Then the data sheets, and then combat patrol Emperor's Children. We've already seen this one, but still, I wanted to just cover it because why wouldn't I? We're covering everything. There is something interesting here. There seems to be a reveal coming up. Of course, I think Emperor's Children, Combat Patrol, very solid. You get 3 of the Flawless Blades, so your super elite melee units. You get a Lord Exultant, if I'm not mistaken. That's the name of this guy. Really cool character kit. Awesome model. Then you get 10 Infractors or Tormentors. Both really fun. I was actually reading up on the rules. If you bring the bolt gun troopers, you can get You can get 2 precision melta-guns. That's actually really cool. Glad to see some more uniqueness. Overall, I think this is solid. Again, it checks all the boxes. Character to lead your troops, and then your big heavy hitters. Maybe I don't even know what they could include, because what else could they include here? That would sort of fit the theme. I think it's very solid. I really like the helmet on this guy right here. Granted, again, I don't collect Emperor's Children, but maybe in the future. Then Black Library stuff. Wolves, of course, Space Wolves are upcoming. You've got your Warhammer TV stuff, and then here's what I'm interested. Death Guard and World Eaters both get the preview treatment, of course, and then there's the next quarterly balance update for 40k and Kill Team, and some other things. Now, I'm not entirely sure what this means, because I feel like we just had our last reveal show. But I don't know, maybe Grand Cathay is going to finally start getting some rules teases. The last of the High Elves just released, so maybe they're up. Because I highly doubt we're getting another new... Well, I guess it's not out of the realm of possibility we could get another faction. But I mean, we already have the next few codexes lined up. Oh, maybe we're finally going to see what's coming for the Chaos Knights. I think that could definitely be in the cards for something that's coming up. Overall, this is a pretty exciting reveal. It's crazy to me that they're just doing 2 codexes in 1 week. I think that's always good. Get all these codexes out. We're almost done with the codexes, if I'm not mistaken. I think, what do we have left? We have Drukhari, Leagues of Votann, the Knights. Is that can't be it, can it? Who else? Who am I forgetting? Who am I forgetting in terms of indexes? Because this is the last of the Chaos armies, again, except for Knights, and doesn't look like Chaos Demons are getting a codex this edition. Is that really everybody? Hold on, let's go look. We're gonna go on a little side tangent here. Indexes. Leagues of Votann. I don't think these guys are getting an update. So yeah, Drukhari, Leagues of Votann. Then these are all well, Astromelids. Why are you still here? Oh yeah, so Black Templars, Drukhari, Leagues of Votann. Those are the last of the ones that don't have their codexes announced. And I know Chaos Demons technically doesn't, but I just don't think they're getting a codex this edition. I think they're going to stay in index. That's pretty crazy. We're almost done, because all the Chaos armies are announced. The Grey Knights are announced. Space Wolves are announced. Knights are next. So yeah, it's just Black Templars, Drukhari, Leagues of Votann. Crazy to think, huh? Crazy to think. Very cool. Anyways, I've been Spoons Rattling. I hope you've all enjoyed this video. I have been actually in a straitjacket for the last few days, going insane waiting for the Oblivion remake to come out. So that's part of the reason also I haven't been uploaded. I'm itching at the neck for that to come out. I hope you guys are all ready for it as much as I am, and I'll see you all next time. Bye-bye.